Welcome to our very first video of Single Ladies Cooking. I have a very special guest with me today. I am so excited to have one of my closest friends be my first guest on the Single Ladies Cooking Show. So please welcome Crystal Moore.
Hello everyone, how are you doing today? Hello Liz, thank you for inviting me into your show.
Thank you. I'm so happy that you're here.
I'm so excited to be in my cheese.
I'm happy that when I asked you, you took the invitation. It was like, girl, yeah, as a matter of fact, I'm cooking more than one thing. I'm cooking like all of this. So
That's
I'm
right.
excited. So what are we making today?
Okay, so today we're going to make a broccoli rice, chicken and cheese casserole. I already have the chicken marinated in this 30-minute lemon pepper marinade and Dale's. This is one of my secret ingredients with all of my meat that I put it in there. So these are the broccoli florets and the rice. The corn on the cob comes from Sam's, and then just your yams from your grocery store, wherever you get them from.
Okay. I don't know about y'all, but I'm ready, honey. I'm ready to get into this recipe, baby, because I'm ready to eat. Okay, so let's go. What we doing?
Okay, so I'm just gonna. I have on gloves because I cannot stand touching chicken. It just grosses me out. I don't know. But anyway, we're just gonna.
We're squeamish.
Yeah, we're gonna take one of these chickens out. We're really just gonna cut up like 2 of them. This should be enough. I'll do this one. He don't have enough stuff on him now. All right, that's good. Take him out, and we're just gonna
It smells wonderful.
cut it into little cubes or whatever. My god sister Norna, when she doing chicken breast, she take a hammer and pound it out. I guess she said it makes it more tender. I don't know, but I don't do all of that. I'm just gonna first just kind of slice it like that, and then I'm gonna come back and then just do some smaller ones like that.
So cube rectangle type style. Okay, so we just finished cutting up your chicken. Okay, so what do we do now?
Okay, now while I still have my gloves on, I'm gonna go ahead and put the chicken in the pot.
Okay. Y'all, this chicken smells so good. I just know this is gonna be delicious. Okay.
This so silly. So now I'm gonna take this chicken broth right here. It's the Kroger brand Simple Organic Truth.
Simple and organic. It's the truth.
Hallelujah. I should have get up a little bit first.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna pour it in here with the chicken. Kind of cover up the bottom of the pan. I just like to keep the chicken moist.
Just enough to cover up the bottom of the pan. Okay.
Just a little bit.
A little butter.
And then I'm going to come back with my other season. I'm going to put over in there. Put a little bit more. This should be enough. Just because, you need some type of little fatty oil thing to get the chicken to cooking. Oh, excuse me. Slim it up out of these doggone slides. So I'm going to put a little of this in here.
Okay, Creole. It's only the right way to go, baby.
And pepper. And then some chicken seasoning. And then I'm gonna cover it up and let that get started.
Okay, let's look at that. Now see, this is how I like to season my food. I like for it all to be covered up, honey. Covered up, tied up, tangled up in seasoning.
Yeah, and I'm sorry.
Go ahead, yeah.
I don't really do a lot of tasting. I can kind of look at my food and see if it's got enough seasoning in it. Every now and then I have to taste. So anyway, we can kind of let him smother. Okay. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get my rice started.
So Crystal, tell the people how we met.
Okay. So we met when she joined Living Where in Memphis last year. So actually she doesn't remember this, but I remember the night she joined. It was at a Sunday night fire service. So whenever someone joins, whether it's a male or female, they ask all the women to come up and hug them. Yeah. So then when I hugged her, she just started spilling over, y'all,
Spilling over.
You know what they say in the old church. Spilling over, speaking in tongues and stuff. I'm like, God, it was this girl. They gonna think I'm up here praying for her or something. We just supposed to be giving folks a hug. So then, anyway, she joined praise and worship team, and that's when we started like becoming friends. I actually kind of made her be my friend because I told her that we need to connect. And I was like, we should be friends. And I think I kind of badgered her about that for a while before she actually like became my friend. Because one day she said, "Why do we need to be friends? Why do you think I need a friend?" So I put 3 cups of water in here. I think that's good enough. So
that's 6 cups, woman guy.
Oh, yeah, girl.
So 6 cups of water.
Thank you. Okay,
but she did force me to be her friend. Okay, she did. She forced me, and she was like, "I don't understand why you not coming and hanging out with us after church, and why you not chilling with us and doing stuff with us." And I'm like, I don't know. I was a newbie to the ministry, and I just felt like I was being forced.
That's okay. I'm really intentional about relationships with people that I want to be friends with. I don't really try to force them. I guess I kind of do. I don't know. I never looked at it that way until she just said it.
Well, what made you want to be my friend?
I don't know. I don't try to sound too churchy, y'all. It's just how I felt it in my spirit. We were supposed to be friends. I just couldn't shake like that. We needed to be friends and that we needed to connect. Because I would think about her like when I got home and things like that. I was like, okay, next time I see her, I'm going to tell her we should be friends.
Aww.
Yep.
That is so special.
See, she didn't know that.
I didn't.
This show makes me spill out my secrets. Now the recipe say put a tablespoon of margarine. I just put a dollop of oil in there to go ahead and get it the rice to cooking up. And I don't do too much salt. And I just do a sprinkle of salt because we just want it to go ahead and boil.
That's it, right? That's all you need right there, right?
Let's check on the chicken.
Okay, come on. Ooh, it's already turning, right?
It's coming up to a nice mother.
It smells so good.
I don't like it having it fried hard, you know.
You don't like the rough texture,
right?
You like it really juicy.
That's
and,
right.
And
that's how I like it to be. So we're gonna continue to let it cook in here.
So what we doing now? What's
so now I'm going to add my cream of mushroom soup into the chicken. Sometimes I bake the chicken first, and I will bake it like in a cream of mushroom or a cream of chicken, whichever one I had. I just had cream of mushroom here today, and I'm like, this good. So I already turned the eye down.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just add this in here, just because I want the casserole to have a nice flavor, real like savory like. Because I didn't used to add the cream of chicken or cream of mushroom and anything. And when I started adding it, I could tell the difference in the taste of the casserole overall. Good. The water is boiling. We can go ahead and put our rice on. I don't do a lot of measuring. Like the thing says, 2 cups, I just pour. Now, if I think that's enough, that's what I roll with. But just for the sake of the show, we're just going to say we did like 2 cups of rice.
So when did you first learn how to make this particular recipe?
I was in high school. I just started putting stuff together.
Cause I've never been like a casserole person.
Yeah.
And I guess because I'm Southern, it's just not in my genes to do it. But I see a lot of people making casserole all the time. So when you said that you were gonna make that, I was like, that's perfect because I don't even know how to make a casserole.
Well, you said you're not Southern.
No, I said I am Southern.
Yeah.
No.
I thought we made casseroles down here.
Well, in my household, we did. We didn't make green bean casserole.
Okay, yeah, not
we
like that. I get what
she's
she's saying. Now, we made things like this.
Right.
Stuff like just...
You know, you make spaghetti.
Yeah.
And green beans and fried chicken or fried fish or whatever. It wasn't like, you know, a casserole or some special little concoction that you just threw all together and popped in the oven.
Well, see, my mama My mom is older than your mom. So I grew up around probably an older generation of women. Maybe so that may be the reason why. And then my mom hung around a lot of older people. So I was always in the kitchen around old cooks.
See, you need old cooks. You need somebody who done burnt a few pots.
Yeah. Boil them up.
Burned a few pots and can tell you how to do it yourself. I really like cooking though. Do you feel like cooking is therapeutic to you?
I do. Yeah, and especially it was a time in my life when I was out in the world, I was shacking and things like that. I wasn't the happiest, and I would find joy in the kitchen. It would take my mind off of different things that I was experiencing in my relationship. So yeah.
For me, when I get to cooking, I just get lost in the kitchen. I forget about time, and I'm just going pot after pot, and I really enjoy it.
Have you ever experienced like when you're cooking, you cook a big meal, and when it's time to sit down to eat, that you're not really hungry for the food? Have you ever experienced that?
Yes, all the time. Yesterday, I made some chicken Alfredo, some gluten-free chicken Alfredo. I might be posting it soon, y'all. But some gluten-free chicken Alfredo, and I made the food. It was so good, and I went in my room and sat down. I didn't even eat it. Everybody else ate it, and demolished it. It's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone. The Alfredo was gone. But I was like, I want to go sit down. So Crystal's already preheated the oven to 350. You want to go ahead and get hot. We're getting ready to start our next steps.
I think the rice is done. I kind of like for all the water to kind of boil down. A lot of people just drain their rice. They don't rinse it. Do you rinse your rice?
I actually don't rinse it. I don't drain it either. I just boil it till the water is all soft into the rice itself.
Well, I rinse it a little bit because I don't like the starch to kind of rest on it. So I rinse a little bit of the starch off of it. This is my favorite brand, Pick Sweet, and I like the florets. Let's get the pretty silvers out again.
Come on, pretty sis.
I got those on sale at Walmart for 50 cents, and they're Fiskars.
I don't know what Fiskars is, but she's a school teacher, so she knows all of the good brands
That's
for
right.
her children. And if you're in the Memphis area and you need tutoring for your baby, you can please call Crystal Moore or hit her up on Instagram or Facebook for your tutoring needs.
That's right. So while the broccoli is cooking, what I can do is go ahead and combine the rice and the chicken together in this bowl. I want to put the rice in here first. Go ahead and put the rice down. Here's the base. It's a lot of rice. And then I'm going to pour this. I want all of this in here.
Okay. All of that.
Yep.
Okay.
All of that with my cream of mushroom and all of that in there. Now, normally I would have the Campbell's broccoli cheese soup, but they didn't have it when I went to the store. I have used just the cheddar cheese before. So I'm going to spoon that in there. They can't say add a cup of milk to it. Let me grab the milk. Yeah, add a can of milk. They really want you to warm it up, but it's already hot. Whatever kind of milk you like, I like 2%. So, let's go ahead and start stirring.
Stir it up.
I don't want to stir too much, but just go ahead and start stirring some. Okay. And then next, I go ahead and I add in my sharp cheddar. Add that in there.
About half a bag.
Yeah.
A little bit more than half, a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then this is what holds it all together. French onion dip. You can use green onion, but I like the French onion. I like both of them really, but I'm just going back to my original recipe. So that's why I chose the French onion today. Go ahead.
The whole thing.
Yeah, because it's a big one. Now, if you're doing a smaller one, then you don't, you use it accordingly. But I just put the whole thing in there, and it's going to kind of make everything come together. It look a little soupy right now, but remember, you have to put it in a dish and bake it. Absolutely. And you don't want it to be dry.
Exactly.
So this one I'm going to put everything in. I'm just going to take some Pam here.
Pam.
And just make sure I get it real good on the bottom, around the sides, just because I don't want it to stick. It's soupy enough that it won't stick but stick. Okay, let's do it on the broccoli. And just drain it. I like the way broccoli smells when you take it. Yes, I love like the way the broccoli juice smell. Yes. Okay.
Perfect. So do you ever chop up your broccoli or do you just put it right on in the dish?
I put it on in there.
Okay.
Sometimes I use the chopped broccoli, but when I get the florets, I like to give me a big broccoli in my spoon.
And then you just dump that in with everything else.
Yep. And we just stir it on like that here. Okay. So let's go ahead and pour into the dish.
Okay.
I'll pour this way so the saints can see. Okay. So now I got enough for a little one. Let me scoop some more broccolis up in there. Next, what I like to do is just cover the top with mozzarella. Because we got all the other cheese already on the inside.
Okay.
Just cover the top with mozzarella. Sometimes I sprinkle a little Italian on top of the Italian, dry Italian seasoning on the top of it.
So it's not a whole lot, but just enough to kind of cover the top, keep it cheesy. Okay.
Because you got cheese all the way through it in the sauce and all of that. So now, let's go ahead and pop it in, and we're going to set the timer for 30 minutes.
We have finished our casserole. This is it, you guys. Okay, y'all. So we'll see y'all at the table. Okay, y'all. So we are at the table. I'm so excited for this food because y'all, it looks so good. Well, let's dig in.
Okay, good.
Cause I'm so ready to try it. Ooh. Okay.
It's hot.
It's hot, baby. Just came out the oven. No, woman of God. This, y'all. This is so good. Okay, so tell me, what has it been like dating as a single woman? In church, but then also just in our community, in our world today. Like, what are the challenges that you think you've had faced as a single woman in 2020?
Dating for me in 2020 actually is non-existent. For me, for me right now, I talked to a guy a little bit last year. I don't know. I've been in a weird space. I've been out of a relationship for 3 years, so I haven't really talked to anybody. I was glad that the guy came along last year because it kind of allowed me to get my conversation skills back up with the opposite sex. But as of right now, I'm not really talking to anybody right now. Well, I'm not.
So when was your last relationship?
It ended in November of 2017.
Oh, wow. So you've been single for a minute. Are you enjoying your single life, honey?
I have been enjoying my single life, but let me tell you, I believe I have maximized my singlehood, okay? Sick of it.
It's been a maximization of the time. Do you ever feel like in the relationships that you had in the past that you settled?
Oh, absolutely. I know I did.
What did you feel like you had to settle? Like there was no other option?
I feel like at the time, that was the person that I wanted. I knew his shortcomings, but I thought that I could level him up. And I think, well, I'm not gonna say I think, I know that was a horrible mistake. I thought
you thought you could fix them.
Yes.
We like see that they have flaws, and we're like, oh man, but I got what they need to like be better, and then you walk away feeling worse than you did before you went in.
Because shoot, all the groundwork you laid, somebody else finna reap the benefit of that. But then at the same time, shoot, if you see the potential in someone, but they don't recognize it themselves, it's really nothing you can do. You wasting your time. You may as well just wait, instead of what's something I saw the other day about women settling because their biological clock ticking. No such thing, baby. Wait on
you
the
don't
Lord.
feel your biological clock.
Now let me tell you something. I need my babies to come into this earth, but they're gonna have to wait on the man of God. That's the one thing I said I was gonna do. Right? I have had premarital sex. I have shacked and all the other stuff, but I said I was gonna have my children with my husband, and I'm standing by that. And for me personally, I feel like that I'm too old at my age to become a single mother, like just willingly.
This age, you don't think that you've done all this waiting just to then have to turn around and be a single mom throughout the entire child's life, you know, not having a husband and a father in the home.
Especially witnessing my friends go through that, I just say quiet to myself, I thank God that I'm not in that situation, but I really feel for them, like listening to them talk about how the dad decides when he wants to be there and when he doesn't, and how their children may feel differences between them and the other siblings by other women, and then just the emotional toll that it has on some of the women.
First, I just want to pause right here and say, y'all, this food is good. Okay, she talking, I'm sitting here just eating away, honey, because this has just been delicious. Now, I ain't tasted the corn. Hold on, y'all, we're gonna taste this corn real quick.
She crazy. I ain't tasting no corn on that. That too spicy.
Y'all, oh my goodness, that sauce is sweet, but it's tangy. So good. Do you feel like you have allowed, and the reason why I say allowed is because sometimes we like to play the victim and say that we were attacked and we were manipulated and abused, but sometimes we see the signs and we stay. And
Absolutely.
So we allow things to happen to us. So do you ever feel like you allow certain type of emotional abuses and, you know, even verbal abuse, you know, talking you down and, you know, and then how did you come out of that and walking away?
I definitely, in that 10-year, it was a 10-year span, but over the course of the 10 years, it was
Of a relationship.
A relationship. It was probably just a good 7 years, but in all honesty, it never really was a relationship. It was more of a situationship because it was never just he and I. It was always somebody lurking behind the scenes, kids, this and that, all the other stuff. So yeah, I have been in a situation where I allowed that. I don't know, was it that I thought I was so in love that, okay, I'm going to endure this, I'm going to fight, I'm going to press. I don't know what it was, but yeah, I did allow it for a while, and it wasn't until 2017 when God started dealing with me personally about him. And when I started working at this school, it was a Christian-based school, and we were able to come together, have Bible study and things like that. And on devotion, sometimes, you know, we'll let the Lord have his way. And like things that the Lord was talking to me about personally, he would tell it to some of the women. And the things that they would say would be specific things that God told me personally in our time. So I knew that, you know, it was inspired by him, what they said. And so God used them to
So God really helped you get out of that.
Yeah.
Out of that bondage.
He really did. Like, I could be driving down the street and I could be in the car, the guy could be in the car with me, but it's like me and God having a conversation like you and I could forget he's in the car and I'm going back and forth just talking with him in my mind. Sometimes I may even answer out loud and do like, I'm not talking to you or whatever. So like God really dealt with me for a 3-month span on getting rid of him.
Y'all just have to be on the same page? Do y'all want the same things in life? You know, I meet so many women who are in relationships and they get engaged, get married, and the husband doesn't want to have kids, or
see, that needs to be discussed.
You know, or the husband wants to handle things financially in a different way that she's comfortable and feels safe with, and it's like, well, where are all the conversations at? You know, aren't we, you know, dating to learn and get to know each other? Like, why aren't we sharing those different ideals and things like that? And I think it's so important that women, you know, when we go on dates, that we really have those meaningful conversations and talk about the stuff that you think is, you know, minute. But no, it's important to know how they handle their finances. It's important to know how they handle their children if they have kids. It's important to know all of those details and get in their business, because if they get to the point where they want to put a ring on it and they want to marry you, you're going to be in their business. You are their business and they are your business at this point. So I think, you know, it's mature and it's wise to say, you know, let me go ahead and have these conversations, you know, even if it's uncomfortable. And I've noticed if a guy is uncomfortable with answering detailed questions and stuff that's important for the relationship, he might not be the one, because he might be having a lot of lies up under his sleeve, honey. He not trying to tell you all the truth. But listen, I need all the tea, all the Kool-Aid, the lemonade, the juice. I need all of it, honey, because you're not going to have me walking in surprised and I'm looking like a clown, like Bobo the Fool. You know?
I think that sometimes the conversations aren't being had because women may be afraid to tackle those questions, because the dynamic of the relationship has changed so much in the modern day to where the men think they're the prize. I've actually had somebody tell me that, oh, I'm the prize too. So women may be just so happy to have someone that they're afraid to have the conversation. Just want to, float along, you know, and then we'll deal with that later. Just let me work on keeping them right now. They don't want to like scare them away or push them away if they feel like they're.
But if you have him and he's close and you don't know those things about him and he wants to then wife you, you're gonna go into a marriage blind.
And he is too, because he's got this notion of who you are right now, not knowing that you really are more opinionated, or you have concerns about this and concerns about that. So then problems will ensue there after the marriage.
I think that any of us should believe that the end goal for all of us is to get married. You know, sometimes it's just to learn who we are, explore our identity and who we are and all of our giftings and abilities, and just go out and be all that we can be and not feel like we have to be married to do any of those things that we have passions for. Ladies, don't be no fool. Don't be no fool, baby. Say it. Have those conversations, you know. And some people think I'm very frank and I'm a little too blunt. But y'all, I just have to say what I think, you know, because I'd hate for it to get down the line and I'm smacking myself in anger. Like, why didn't you say something then? You felt it. You remember the signs. Why didn't you speak up then? You know, you can't be mad at nobody but yourself. You know, you can't. It can't be like, oh, it's the devil. It's you know, it's not always the devil.
We always blame ourselves on the devil. I'm tickled because she really is frank. She will tell you how she feels. That's the funny part.
I'm just so happy that we've had this conversation. I hope you all have gotten something out of it. If there's any topic that you want to learn about, anything that you want to talk about, comment below, DM me on Instagram at Single Ladies Cooking, and we'll talk about it. We'll have more people on. She will be the first of many beautiful women in my life that I know. They're gonna come and share great recipes for you to make at your home, and also talk about real issues, you know, that women have in singleness and in dating. So this is the first week. And I thank you guys so much for sitting with us, and we'll see you all next week. Bye.